Frankie was like an administrator, so we just kind of talk about, teaching these kids. So your moment you stepped foot up at Tusculum, you have this gorgeous facility. Tell me about just seeing Tusculum for the very first time, and what was the impact, what was the moment that brought you here to Tusculum?
Well, I remember when my visit, I was here with my family, and we had a few schools actually on that trip planned to look at. And I got here, saw the campus, saw the guys running the indoor, just looked stupid tired because they were getting, I'm sure they got in trouble for something they had to run. I was like, yep, I want to be a part of that. I did, sure. I didn't even go on the other visits. Like, I knew this is where I wanted to be, and I'm glad I chose it.
Hey, I think Doug used to have the 5 a.m. dog crew. Is that what that was? I think when they got the 5 a.m. dog crew, something along those lines, and they were running the practice fields up there. I don't know, really. I really wasn't ever up at that time. I did hear about it. You come at Tusculum, and I talked about maybe one of your first appearances, but how did Tusculum prepare you? Because it was that year. You were noticed right away. So tell me about what that year meant to you, and the impact that the baseball made to you as you went forward in your future.
Well, I came from a JUCO, so the competition there compared to being here was a lot different. So I knew when I got here, and obviously things didn't go well early, I knew I had to perform better. I had to try harder, and train harder and train better. And then thankfully I had some good coaches to lean on and help push me in the right direction. But I knew the players I was playing against were better. The competition was better, so I knew I had to perform better. And it just made me push myself to be a better player and a better person, and thankfully I had a lot of people around me to push me and help me to kind of get a little bit better and achieve that next step that I needed to get.
Tell me about, was there a moment, was there a special time that said, you know what, I think I can do this, I think I can continue to make this part of an everyday thing for me? When does that moment click in, or was it always with you? Was that always the goal in mind?
That still hasn't clicked.
Okay.
I've never been one like, oh, I deserve to be here. I've always been one like I'm still trying to earn my spot and earn my keep and prove that I deserve to be here. That's always kind of been my mentality, and that's what's pushed me from day one.
A lot of people don't understand it, being on a particular stage. What is it like being on a World Series stage?
Well, it's definitely not like being here. I've played on a lot of different fields, a lot of different people, a lot of different stadiums, and there's something about being in front of 40,000 people. I would much rather pitch in front of 40,000 people than speak in front of 10.
That's usually the way it always is, though. Speaking is not always everybody's thing. You're wearing the silver medal, I see it, and some have said, yeah, that thing is real heavy. It is. What that means to you, what this medal around your neck means to you.
This is, I would say one of my proudest moments on the field. Because this doesn't represent me. This represents our country.
Yeah.
And to me, that's what I wanted to. I wanted to experience that. I wanted to have the USA on my chest. I wanted to be able to represent our whole country and take that to the international tournament. And it's just to be able to actually get into it is one thing, but actually coming away with a silver medal is it's something you can't describe, and you can ask me all day about it, and I won't be able to describe the feeling and how much it means to me, and how proud I am to have been able to accomplish something like this.
Baseball, as in sport, always have some kind of an impact and lasting relationships with people that you're always going to have, remembering special events. You talked about Todd and Brandon being here as well, and Doug. What does somebody here at Tusculum, is it this coaching staff? What is it about them? What is it that you take with you each day? What is it you take with you when you're with an Olympic team, or when you're with St. Louis and the Cardinals pitching for a World Series? What is it about this coaching staff and these guys that you remember that always continues to drive you?
Well, they always had my back. They always had my teammates' back. They were always pushing us and driving us to be the best player that we could be. We didn't come here to lose. We came here to win, and they had that mentality, and they shared that with us, and that just drove us. We didn't want to let them down. We didn't want to let our brothers down. We had people in the stands, fans, and the whole school rooting for us. We just had that drive and that mentality, and that was given to us by our leaders, by our coaches, you know, and they just instilled that to us, and they drove us, and they pushed us day in and day out to go out there and compete and to win.
Can you speak Japanese?
Hi.
Is it Nippon? No, it's Nippon. So
Nippon.
Nippon. See, so you can say that. What was it like being in a different country with a bunch of people that you can't understand what they're saying to you?
Well, I could see all their top of their heads.
You're tall.
I'm tall, but they're definitely a shorter people.
Was it a different strike zone then? Was it more difficult?
Yeah, I had to get it a little lower. Their knees go right at the ground. They're wonderful people. Like my family, like my wife loved living there. My son, he was actually born over there. My oldest daughter, Nara, it's her name is from Japan.
Okay.
So that was one of our favorite places. Is Nara, Japan. But it was just amazing. The people there were super nice. I mean, you couldn't find a better atmosphere for me to take my family and live in and be supportive around. It was really, really, really amazing. If you can visit, I definitely suggest going there.
You're an Alabama guy?
I am.
So, Nara, I'm sorry, I was just trying to speak like Alabamans. Nara, you know,
That happens all the time.
yeah, East Tennessee, Alabama. Nara, so that's what that means. You know, you've had this journey. It's kind of come full circle for you. Here you are, sitting in this particular moment. You don't get recruited by saying, one day you're going to be in the Hall of Fame. But you're here, so what does this moment mean to you?
I tell you, I wasn't expecting it. So when Dom, you know, let me know about this, it was kind of shocked, and I was, you know, surprised and everything, but I was completely honored to be remembered. I mean, that's.
Yeah.
I know I didn't spend a whole lot of time here. You know, I spent a year here, but to be remembered from somebody that, you know, people that I spent time with, and to be remembered, that's what it's all about, I think. You know, I mean, you definitely want to leave a legacy behind. You know, we spoke about that a little bit earlier. It's about being what you're remembered for. You know, I mean, I've accomplished some great things, but that's not necessarily what I want to be remembered for. You know?
Right. You got a table of people that are here that obviously love you and support you. Them being here, to be here in this moment, what does that mean?
They've been by my side the whole time. You know, I couldn't have done anything I've done without every single one of those support and love and being with me each and every step of the way. So it's definitely special for them, for me, to have them with me.
The newest member of the Tusculum Sports Hall of Fame, please join me in welcoming again, Brandon Dickson.